Marhaba, and welcome to the Matrix Greenpill, where real people connect.
Welcome to a very special milestone episode of the Matrix Greenpill podcast. I'm Hilmarie Hutchison, and today we're celebrating our 200th episode. It's been a journey filled with inspiring conversations, delving deep into the stories and experiences of remarkable individuals who have filled our show with insight, passion, and motivation. In each episode, our guests shared their own Greenpill moments. That moment or event when everything changed, where new perspectives were formed, and where inspiration was born. Today we want to reflect on some of these special moments that have touched and inspired us all. We'll revisit the highlights of our journey and bring the most impactful lessons back to life. So without further ado, let's begin this special journey. Get ready to be inspired once again by the power of the Greenpill moment, as shared by the guests of the show.
Something that I'd like to say to my younger self is to just be patient. When I was younger, when I was 20, 21, 22, in our early years, 2017, 2018, 2019, thereabouts, I wanted everything done there and then, just turnaround time, 24 hours, this day, same thing, whatever. And I think sometimes good things take time. And I think just being patient, being relaxed, let people work things out. Don't need to rush things or hurry things is a piece of advice that I would like to give to my younger self. Because what I came to learn a little bit later is that when you rush things, yes, the output and the turnaround time is a lot faster and the output is a lot quicker. But oftentimes after a year, 6 months or a year and a half, or maybe even 2 years, you end up having to go back and rectify a lot of things that really could have been fixed the first time around if we just planned properly. So that's one piece of advice I'd like to give my younger self. And really, I think advice for any young entrepreneur out there as well.
I was in corporate for nearly 10 years and I loved my job. Genuinely, I had one of the best jobs. I was surrounded by food all the time, so I can't complain. I had one of the best jobs and it was amazing. And I had always wanted to do my own thing. A couple of years ago, I went ahead and I started doing my branding. While I was still working, I had booked on Squarespace. I had basically gotten my website name and I put it there. And one day I was sitting at work and I got an email saying it had been a year since I had signed up and I had paid for 1 year of keeping my website domain. And that was the day where I decided or asked myself, what is the fear that is holding me back? Is it the fear of failure? Is it the fear of not wanting to go out and pursue my dreams? What is it that is holding me back? So that was my turning point. I remember a couple of weeks after that, that was it. I had resigned and that's it. I just full-time went into my career right now, which is coaching and consultancy. For the first couple of months, I'm not going to lie, it was very difficult. There was no cushion. There was difficult. I was registering my company. It was very overwhelming, but there's a day I was walking by my parents' room and I heard my parents say to each other that I just seemed so much more happier. And to them, they could just feel that in the house I was happier. And that to me validated everything that I did, because if people around me could just see that I was so much more happier, comfortable pursuing my passion, no matter what, that was definitely a combination of that, I'm going to say, was my Greenpill moment.
To trust that I'm smart enough, that I have really great ideas, and that also that nothing comes easy and that it's okay to struggle and work for something. But I think self-confidence and self-belief is something I wish I'd had more of, because I know I have something to offer and I didn't at the time. It took a long time to learn that. But I think the younger women today are starting off in a much better place. So I'd say self-belief is the most important thing.
I would say just follow your dreams. Do not get diverted with what people around you tell you to do. Just follow your instinct and just believe in it and just move ahead and be strong about your decision.
I've come to the conclusion that not only did I have that green pill moment for me, but the work that I do with other people is just as profound, just like that. And it creates their green pill moments for them, where they pivot and shift and move into the greatness of who they are. It's all because each and every one of us are worthy.
I think it's
it's very much to do with decision making. I would say to my younger self, not necessarily trust your decision making, but understand how you specifically make decisions, because I think there is a formula for each person, but we have to be honest to ourselves about that. And so learn and know how you make decisions, but trust them. Yeah, trust them, really. And then think big. Think big is, I think, a very big thing I've learned in the last probably 10 years, that I really believe it's difficult because executing on that is really tough. But I think if you think big and you don't get scared about what could be, I think that's definitely the advice I would give to my younger self. Don't be scared of thinking big, because failing at whatever you think big at is actually not a big deal.
The advice I would like to tell my younger self is not to be afraid of taking risks or of failure. And if you're passionate about something, do not second guess yourself. Just believe in yourself and everything will fall into place.
I'd say a couple of things, actually. The most important thing is to take a leap of faith in yourself. If I could rewind a few years and do a few things a certain way, I would change that. Because, it can be scary to feel like we have nothing else and no one else to rely on but ourselves. I believe that whatever that may be, you cannot rely on someone else but yourself to make that come true. And sometimes the bigger the dreams are, I believe that it's scarier for us to take a leap of faith and jump. That's my biggest advice to my younger self, that you've got nothing to lose but everything to gain. Trust your instincts. And if you fail, what's going to happen? You're going to become smarter. And if you succeed, I believe you'll gain even more self-confidence. Of course, the emotional and financial rewards are there. You'll never know, the limit of how much you can achieve until you take that leap of faith in yourself. So invest in yourself, see life as a progressive journey. You can achieve anything you set your mind to.
Well, I wish I could tell my younger self that everything happens for a reason, whether it's good or bad. It comes to your life for a reason. If you really understand this, that everything happens for a reason, you'll probably embrace whatever happens and you'll know that it's there to serve a purpose, and it probably would go and you would have no regrets. You'd see it as an opportunity in disguise. So not to stress. I feel like I stressed a lot about things that happened. For example, I had an unplanned baby much earlier than I imagined. And I'm glad it did, because it helped me reach where I am. I never imagined to have created something like Mama Care that I feel so passionately about. And I'm thankful for my daughter to come to my life when she decided to. Pretty glad that happened. I wish that I could tell that to my younger self. Another one is quite similar. Like, you could plan ahead, but we need to know that things change. It's okay to plan. It gives you a clear direction as to what you want to do and where you headed to. It motivates you. But you need to know that you can't be too fixated on a plan. Almost definitely change, and we should be prepared for that.
The patience that I think we really lack as a younger generation, and I'm thinking about myself coming out of college and really facing that idea that a lot of people that age 21 face. And it's this idea of, what am I going to do with my life? And I think there's so much pressure put on us at that age, even in high school, to get it right and to pick something that's going to dictate success for the rest of our lives. And I wish I would have known then what I know now, in that it's really just a series of saying yes. It's a series of great opportunities that you're saying yes to, and you're seeing them through to completion. Sometimes that's a year. Sometimes I guess that can even be a month. And then maybe you're meant to move on. I just pictured it as this idea where I had to have the perfect job and it was going to all line out the way it was supposed to. And I really hadn't considered this idea of maybe I'm just meant to say yes to what's in front of me, what's right for me right now, see it through, and then something else will come up. And that all leads to the next right thing that I'm supposed to do. So I hope if somebody's listening and that maybe is in that boat that I was in years ago, really trying to say, like, what is next? What's the next right thing? You don't have to know that. Just look at the opportunities that are in front of you right now. Pick one of those and see it through. That's really the best advice that I can give.
I hope you enjoyed this compilation of inspiring Greenpill moments as much as I did. If you enjoyed the conversations we bring to you each week, please like, share, and subscribe to stay tuned in for more engaging conversations coming up. Your support means the world to us.
If you enjoy our conversations, please like and subscribe. See you next Wednesday.